Started from Cage and I. We were gonna do it as a production team. Actually, it started out as a production team. So the Weathermen's first official release actually was Cage's B-side. It was called Mersh. That was the first Weatherman joint because it was the Weathermen were originally a beat crew. But then he was like, "Yo, we should just make it an MC team, like whatever, MCs, beat, producers, DJs, whatever." So it was like, "Oh, cool." So I went to his crib one day, and next thing you know, he was on the phone with Megahertz, Copyright and Camus. Next thing you know, they were in Weathermen, and then he tells me that he just pretty much Cage started adding more people to the Weathermen. He added everybody else. It started out just him and I, but he added everyone else.
Okay. And then that.
Cage played a song that I did with him over the phone to LP. And LP was like, "Yo, who's that?" He was like, "Yo, that's Messiah." He was like, "Yo, son is nice, whatever." He was like, "Yo, ask him if you want to do some shit." So Cage was like, "Yo, you want to do some shit?" Because honestly, at this time, Mudbones had kind of broke up, and we was, we were still cool. I just wasn't really trying to make records. Like, I wasn't trying to do albums, none of that. Like, I really wasn't. And Cage was like, "Yo, just call him, man. Put out a single or something." 4 months went by, and then I finally called L, and he was like, "Yo, I'd love to put a single out with you. I'm feeling your music. I like your stuff." I was like, "All right, okay, cool." So then it was like time to put out something. So I was scrambling, like, I need to do something. So I grabbed, people don't really know this, but paper mache is called paper mache because I was pretty much in the clutch. Like, I needed some lyrics to make this song. So I grabbed the verse from here, grabbed the verse from here, grabbed the verse from here, feel them out on the beat, see if they went cool, and boom. It's like, okay, I'll work with that. So when I needed a title for it, I called it paper mache because it's a whole bunch of different pieces of paper glued together. You know what I'm saying? Like, after paper mache came out, I guess it was one of those things where I just wanted to go into the studio. It kind of got me a little hungrier. I performed at SOBs at the Def Jux 2 release party. And when that happened, it was like I got good reception from the crowd, like, because I went berserk on that night. Like, that's the only night I can really say I really got busy, you know what I mean? Because I don't really think I'm that dope. But that night, it was real dope. So it was like, it got me a little hungrier to make some records, you know what I'm saying? So that's when it was like, okay, I'm gonna go in the studio and make some records. But at that time, BMS was like, "Yo, fam, I'm moving to this new crib. I'm buying a whole bunch of equipment. I'm pretty much gonna lace the crib with a studio. Let's record some shit." So he bought a whole bunch of stuff. We plugged it up, and we made an album learning how to use the equipment. You know what I'm saying? We made an album learning how to use it. And that became about 20 songs, and Uncommon Records put out about 12 of them called C87. It was originally called Concept 87, but I cut the concept off and we just called it C87, and they put that out. Actually, yeah. What'll happen is I'll make a couple of beats, and I'm like, "Oh, that beat is dope. I like that beat." And I'll make a beat, and I'll write a rhyme to it. Next thing you know, that rhyme becomes a song, and then I'll make another beat, and then I'll have those 2 songs, and I'll be like, "Wow, all right. If I could just keep this energy going, I could have a dope EP maybe." You know what I'm saying? So I keep the energy going, and then before you know it, a record is done. It's just done. Like, I blink and it's done. Sometimes I blink and 2 or 3 are done. I mean, I got 100 songs that I threw away that I don't want to never hear, just because I didn't like the style of the song. I didn't like something about the lyrics. Basically, I'm transitioning into a whole nother. I'm doing like a little bit of a different style. I got a different name. I'm basically leaving Masai Bey alone. I've rocked for 10 years as Masai Bey. I'm getting a new name. And I'm gonna try to do something, create a different energy, do something a little different. So Bebopping is kind of like my last Masai Bey album, and it kind of embodies all that I've been about in the music for the last 10 years. Like, this is my thought. People say you need to come out of the 80s, you need to come out of the B-boy. It's like, it's hard for my brain to escape just being a B-boy for the simple fact that that's what raised me. It's like what they're saying is, well, your sound, you need to step up a little and get rid of that boom bap sound a little, whatever. But it's like, what you're telling me is, tell your father he shouldn't live in the house anymore. You understand what I'm saying? This is the sound that raised me. This is the sound that made me who I am. This is the sound that is going to create my future. Even if it sounds different, this is the foundation. So I kind of stripped it and went a little raw with it. So some of the, I actually had a whole bunch of high-tech cool sounds, and then I thought, I'm going to make it crazy, and then I'm going to take the craziness out and leave the raw by itself. So I created all these rhythms with the craziness and the rawness, but then I took the craziness out. So I kind of tried to keep it kind of raw. So it's kind of like my exit as Masai Bey. It's my bop out as Masai Bey. That's what I'm saying, I'm bebopping. Also, when I used to come in the house, singing and rapping, my mother used to say, don't come in the house bebopping, boy. She used to say all that. So it was like, it's like kind of like a tribute to my mother also, probably bebopping. It's kind of hard because this question is a different question. It would be a different question 10 years ago. Because 10 years ago, you're like, oh, hip hop, I want to be an MC, I want to do blah, 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 blah. But now my plans and my goals are just, they don't really have anything to do with hip hop. Just hip hop is going to be a part of my plans and the goals. So basically at this point in my life, I'm trying to elevate myself spiritually. I'm trying to elevate my consciousness. And it's like the music always takes a back seat to consciousness, spirituality, and my family. So it's like, I'm really a family man first. I'm a husband, I'm a father. I do that first. You know what I'm saying? After that, I do me. After that, I hip hop it out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if I can keep those, I try to keep a certain, nice little balance between those three dimensions. And that's it, man. Like, I'm not looking to be like Jay-Z. I'm not looking, I'm not really looking for all that. Yeah. I'm not looking for all that. I love the music. I mean that sounds cliche, but I love hip hop. I love the music. It's my father, man. It's my father. So I can't. It's like KRS said one time, whenever you write a song, you write it from your soul. When you sell it, you're selling your soul. So every song you sell, everything you write, you're selling your soul. So it's like, if I'm going to sell my soul, I'm going to do it right. So what I'm going to try to do is just give my soul. And if you want to purchase it, that's cool. But I'm going to give you my soul every time. I'm not putting it on the table like, how can I sell my soul? Nah, I'll give it to you. Because we are all one. You deserve to have it, just like I deserve to have your soul. We're all one soul. We're little pieces. That's it. Pieces of the same thing. So technically, no one should be selling music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's like a lot of dudes be complaining, like, I can't sell records. It's like, if you really love it, you wouldn't even complain about whether you selling records or not. Did you make a dope joint that people are feeling, that people can get something from? Did you do that?